please.
Thank you, and thank you for having us tonight. I've timed my speech right after 5 minutes, so I'll be okay. So here we go. Issues are important, but even more important is underlying worldview and convictions for the person behind them. Like many candidates here, I'm pro-life, I am pro-gun, I am pro-freedom. However, I am the only candidate who can take these views and transform them into legislative wins. Why? I have spent 42 years in education, with the majority of those years in public school. Let me repeat, I have worked as a conservative Christian teacher for decades, leading Christmas concerts where we sing about Christ. I was even a member of the DPI committee to establish state music education standards for K-12 students in the state. How? I worked my tail off, and I did so without compromising my values. Secondly, there's a question of why. What would cause someone to give up a job and run? My answer is short. I'm running to be a voice for the voiceless. I've approached the twilight of my professional career, and I could happily ride into the sunset. Instead, I'm taking a stand for everyone. For those that have been told they were non-essential. I'm fighting for families who've had their businesses closed by government. I'm running to be your advocate. I've given up my days and evenings to improve Dodge County for 3 consecutive terms, and I'll do the same for you in Madison. I have not wavered when it came to my platform. For Wisconsin to be successful, we need to reopen the state and empower the people. You know the best decisions for yourself and your family. Calvin Coolidge said it this way: I want the people of America to be able to work less for the government, to have the rewards of their own industry. That is the chief meaning of freedom. My platform is government must shrink, freedom needs to grow. But what does that look like? First, there's the topic of endless COVID-19 restrictions and mask mandates. Those need to end yesterday. Businesses and activities should be reopened at full capacity with no qualifications. People can then make their own decisions, and the economy can finally escape the painful government oppression. Well, what about education? I am a strong advocate for you making the best decisions for your family. Education choices belong with families and local governments, where the curriculum reflects the value of community and schools are accountable. The state legislature needs to promote bills that will devolve the decision-making authority from the state to the local level, except for obvious violations of individual rights, such as critical race theory. When it comes to the Second Amendment, I cannot sponsor any gun-related legislation other than permit, less carry, or related bills. I also challenge anyone on this stage to demonstrate a deeper understanding of the firearm safety or the right to self-defense. I say this as a concealed carry permit holder and a competitive shooter. This right is a core to our Second Amendment's rights and is a manifestation of universal right of personal safety. This is not a hunting issue. It is a fundamental civil right that must be protected at all levels of our government. Much like the right to self-defense, I am pro-life with no qualifications. If America is to be a free country, how can we do possibly anything but promote a culture of life, starting at inception? There is much to be done in Wisconsin. American United for Life rates Wisconsin 25th in the country, right dead center in the middle of the list for pro-life protections. I look forward to working with other Republicans to safeguard the unborn with additional regulations, such as mandatory on-site inspections, as well as additional hurdles to access abortion, while promoting alternatives such as adoption. Government should be last in the prescription to creating more prosperous society, not the first. Taxes should never be more than what's necessary to fund essential services of the government. Regulation should only touch on the absolutely necessary requirements of our communities. Lastly, people should take home the maximum amount of wealth from their endeavors as possible. I strongly caution against supporting anyone in government that claims to have all the answers. As Ronald Reagan said, the most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Free market always creates new and novel solutions previously thought impossible, incentivizing activity with lower taxes and less restriction, and will always be a better solution, such as tax credits for rural internet access. Programs such as Starlink, a satellite-based internet, are a godsend for rural communities and would never be achieved by government bureaucrats. In summary, I am for you. I have lived in this community for the majority of my life, and I want to see the 37th remains prosperous for our children and our children's children. I fought for Judeo-Christian values in the public square, being the first to sound the alarm that critical race theory is creeping into WUSD. It is here, folks, in our school district. And I fought as an elected official, consistently voting to promote personal freedom and limit spending. That is why I'm asking for your vote on June 15th. To learn more about me, go to votecathy.com. Thank you.